For Lesson 10, we're going to build on our knowledge of zero pairs and use them to help us simplify in solving equations. So just a reminder that you learned in Lesson 9 that when a blue pawn and a white pawn are paired together, that's called a zero pair because they are equal to 0. Sometimes they're referred to as opposites. We can use this knowledge to help us simplify as we're solving equations. Let me show you how it works. Let's say I have 3x. So I bring 3 blue pawns and a star for the left side. And on the right side, I have an x and a 4 cube. Because I know that when there is a blue pawn paired with a white pawn that they equal 0, I can remove that 0 pair to simplify my equation before I do any other legal moves. So now I have just the 2 blue pawns on the left side, a blue pawn, and a 4 on the right side. Now I can do any of my standard legal moves. Because I have a blue pawn on each side, I can subtract a blue pawn from each side, and I can easily see that a blue pawn, or x, is equal to 4. Well, if the blue pawn is equal to 4 and the star is the opposite of that, my star would be worth -4. Now I go back to my original equation to do my check. And because these are a zero pair, I can almost ignore those two when I'm doing my check. 4 plus 4 is 8. These two equal 0, so 8 plus 0 is 8. And 4 plus 4 is also 8. So my check is 8 equals 8. Let's try another one. I have 2 x's and a star and another x on the left side. And on the right side, I have an x and a 5 cube. I first scan for any 0 pairs. I can see I have a 0 pair right here, so I'm going to go ahead and remove them. Now I have 2 blue pawns and a blue pawn and a 5. So I'm going to go ahead and do my legal move of removing a blue pawn from each side, and I can see that the blue pawn is worth 5. If the x is worth 5, then the star is worth its opposite, or -5. Now I go back and rebuild my original equation. There we go. I didn't mean to put that white one on that right side. And now I can go ahead and do my check. 5 plus 5, and again, these two together are 0. So I just have 5 plus 5 is 10, and 5 plus 5 is also 10. So my check is 10 equals 10. Let's try a final problem. I have 4 x's and I have a star and a 1 cube. And on the right side, I have 2 x's and a 5 cube. First thing I want to do to simplify is get rid of any 0 pairs. So I'm going to just drop that 0 pair off. And then I can go ahead and do my legal moves. I'm going to start with the cubes. I'm going to subtract the smallest cube from both sides. So I'm going to subtract 1 from each side and put a 4, because 5 minus 1 is 4. Then I'm going to do my legal moves with pawns. I can remove a blue pawn from each side. I can remove a second blue pawn from each side. So I have a pawn is equal to 4. So x is equal to 4. If x is equal to 4, then star is equal to -4. Now I put back up my original equation. And I can go ahead and perform my check. And again, in my mind, I'm seeing these as 0, so I don't even have to pay attention to those two. 4 plus 4 plus 4 plus 1 is 13. 4 plus 4 is 8, plus 5 is 13. So 13 equals 13. So in today's lesson, Lesson 10, you learned that you can remove 0 pairs to help simplify as you're solving an equation.